But we want to go back to the peony because this is the Itoh hybrid peony, and it struck a chord, I think, for so many of us. First of all, it's on sale. It's on sale for $39.98. And you know, we don't set, if we sent you a plant that big, how much would that cost, and how would we ever dig a hole big enough to put that in? So that's why Roberta's has done this. They've worked with us. They've worked with their customers for fourth generation for years. So they know exactly what to send us so we're successful and when to send it as well. There's the red color. You're going to choose red, you're going to choose pink, or you're going to choose yellow in this Itoh hybrid peony live plant. 3 easy pays at $13.33 on this. There's the yellow, the red, and then that, what I always think of as the traditional peony color in the pink. And I sort of like what Devin said earlier. If your budget can swing it, maybe you get one in each color would be absolutely beautiful. Because again, you plant it once and then it comes back year after year after year, over 40 years of joy in those peonies.
Yeah, it's true. You know, peonies are a very special time of year when they're in bloom. My sister and I, we started a tradition a couple years ago to go travel to new gardens every spring to see the peonies in bloom.
Oh,
it's
wow,
my favorite.
how cool.
Yeah, because, you know, there's really no flower like a peony.
Yeah,
but the garden peonies, I love them. They have huge, fluffy, fragrant flowers that are so big, typically, you'll find them on the ground one morning because the stems are just not strong enough to keep them upright. Unless you give it some sort of metal or wooden kind of staking system that looks kind of ugly, they just don't look very good in the garden. Well, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Itoh out in Japan, he spent his entire lifetime trying to create the perfect peony for gardeners. And what he created was a cross between the traditional garden peony and the rare Japanese tree peony. And the result is a peony that has those large, beautiful, fragrant blooms that we love, but they have strong, woody stems that never flop, no matter the wind, the rain, or any of the conditions. No need to stake. That is the perfect peony.
My thanks to Mr. Itoh for that, because it is very frustrating when your peonies, you're like, here they come, and then they burst open and it rains and they're on the ground. Now you don't have to worry. Talk to me about the colors.
Yeah, so we have 3 different colors this year. The beautiful yellow has those streaks of red right in the middle and those bright golden anthers. This is my favorite color just because I just think it's such a bright and energizing color to have in your spring garden. And these plants, if you'll notice that foliage, it looks a little bit different than your typical garden peony. I forgot to mention this in the first, when we first saw it, but the garden peonies, after they're done blooming, they kind of just melt away and they leave this gap in your garden bed, which is a little bit frustrating. But these Itoh peonies, from its tree peony parentage, it has that beautiful lobed foliage that continues to look good in your garden even after the flowers have finished. And for me as a gardener, that's huge.
You know, Devin, you told me this one time, and I don't remember. Do I, after my blooms pass on, do I go ahead and take what's left of them, the dead part, and cut it off of my tree? Or talk me through that.
Absolutely, yeah. When the flowers have finished, they'll leave little seed pods, and I prefer to just cut them right off. Super easy, very low maintenance. But the great thing about these plants, once they're established, by around the 3rd year, they have the ability to produce up to 50 of these large, beautiful, fragrant flowers on your plants.
My peonies that are probably one of the things I'm most proud of, and they're all Roberta's peonies. And I have 2 flower beds in front of my house. It looks like a blanket of peony flowers when they're in bloom. It makes me beyond happy. And I do nothing. I go out there in spring and I go, hello. Thanks for coming back. And they come up, and then there's all these flowers. It's an amazing, amazing plant. And the idea that I can expect that because I know sometimes you plant things and they don't last that many years, where these stay good looking. And then, you know, then I have a backdrop of greenery, and at least I have some height with my peonies across my porch. So just a thought.
And you know, a great plant to plant right in front of them would be those sorbet violas that we saw earlier.
Nice.
Because those sorbet violas only get about 8 inches tall, and the Itoh peonies will get around 2 to 3 feet tall. It's a wonderful kind of layered energy in the garden. But the important thing about this plant is that this is what we're actually shipping to you guys. We've been growing these for the last 2 years. They were blooming in the greenhouse last year. They're gonna bloom for you again starting the very first season. And if you look for Itoh peonies online, what you'll almost always find are just the bare roots. Bare roots are a little bit tricky to plant correctly. They take like 3 years to achieve maturity to flower, and they're oftentimes about twice as expensive as the value that we're bringing you guys here on QVC this year. So by buying these beautiful Itoh peonies here at QVC, you're going to be achieving some of the most beautiful peonies at one of the best values anywhere.
Like you said, I mean, they become something a family becomes very proud of, that when you move, you want to take them with you, you know, because that's how beautiful they are. And they're a spectacular backdrop. Really curb appeal in no time at all, and they really are pretty self-sufficient, which is a great thing. But that's why you want to buy the Itoh peony, so that they don't flop over on you, and they don't have what Devin said, that sweet nectar. So you don't, if you grow up like I did, my Grammy's peonies always had lots of ants on them. These will not get that, so you don't have to worry about that either.
That's right, Pat. And I also wanted to just chime in, because living in Southern California, I cannot grow traditional garden peonies because they require a freeze, but I can grow these Itohs. You can grow these from zones 4 all the way to zone 9, so you don't have to have a freeze in order to enjoy these beautiful peony flowers.
Well, over 400 of you are going to have these. I'm so happy for you. I hope that you'll share your pictures with me. Certainly, I have bugged the Wallines with my pictures many times of my peonies and everything else.
Seeing it, Pat.
You guys are so sweet. Maybe on your tour, you go up the Jersey Turnpike and come stop by, and I'll feed you while you look at my peonies.
Let's have a plant vibrations video of your garden.
Of Pat's peonies.
I love it, of my peonies. Thank you both. It's always such a great pleasure. Appreciate it so much, and I hope everyone will continue to shop for more Robertas. Thank you, too.
Thanks,
All right.
Pat.
We're going to continue because it's garden season. We have 2 hours of patio and garden. I will see you tomorrow on Watch and Win. If you want to win that today's special value, come keep me company, all right? Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.